Hey guys, and this is kind of a sad day because this is the last video in general that is going up before the Owl House series, not season, finale that is coming out April when I'm on vacation, whatever. So the reaction might be a little bit late. I might get a little bit of spoilers, but honestly, I'm still going to watch it. I'm still going to make a video on it. You guys are going to see that. It just might be a little later than I would like and you would like and whatever. But it's been a little tradition thus far to make a little prediction video before each part came out. I did the original Season 3 prediction before Thanks to Them came out, and then I did the Collector Theory before For the Future came out. And now, it is time to do my theory before Watching and Dreaming comes out, which for the longest time I thought it was For the Future Part 2, but you know what? I guess I was wrong, and that is a-okay. So, recently, we had a trailer for Watching and Dreaming, and this trailer was actually really good. It was really well made. I like the choice of music. I like the choice of overshadowing previous voice clips from previous episodes. It was a really good trailer. I had chills when I watched it. Yeah, really good trailer. But I'm going to be basically just going off that for my speculation here, starting with the things that the trailer all but confirms is in the final episode. Starting with a popular fan theory that I never ever believed in, and that was that Bellows was going to possess the Titan. In the trailer, we see him making a mad dash towards the heart, as well as a scene with Ida and King, where you can see his kind of like eyeball goop stuff spreading all over like the fauna of the island and stuff. So yeah, kind of all but confirmed that Bellows will possess the carcass of the Titan, King's dad. I know, very upsetting, but it is basically confirmed to happen. Rain, they live Bellows' possession, because if you remember in Thanks to Them, when Hunter was possessed by Bellows, granted he did jump into a lake, he was not able to survive, and he had to die, and then he had to be revived by Flapjack. Very sad. I'm still crying emotionally. But as we see with Rain, they are able to almost get a spell off in one scene in the trailer, the same scene where Bellows is trying to get towards the heart, which to me implies that this did not immediately kill them. Instead, it was like a weird thing on their face with like Bellows' goop on them. So all we need to know is that Bellows, or they for right now, Rain, is alive, and that's a good start. Don't know if he's going to make it all the way through, but at least in this scene in particular, he is not dead, which is a great start for him. And then also, Ida, Luz, and King reunite, as we've seen in the very final scene. They're all crying and hugging. Whether this is very early in the episode or at the end of the episode after the Collector's Games, still up for debate, but we do know that these three are going to see each other in the finale. I know, it's pretty obvious, but I still had to mention it. And then, there are a couple interesting scenes. So the very first scene we get is Amity's hand, as a puppet, carving a light glyph into the thing. Also in the trailer, we see two scenes of Willow and Gus not as puppets. And the weird thing about the Amity scene is it almost looks like it's at the beginning of the episode. It's like the Titan's brain and stuff, yada yada. But this kind of complicates itself, because I was going to say that the kids don't get turned into puppets. Because the 5 kids are seen, or I guess just Willow and Gus are seen saving and using magic against God knows what in the collection room later on. But Amity is shown to be a puppet. And what kind of ties it all together is Amity in one scene says to Luz that she has to turn the light. Which she could be doing as a puppet, or she could be doing as a human. It'd be kind of weird if they just turned Amity into a puppet, but it's also weird that they had scenes of Willow and Gus not as puppets in the trailer. Because obviously there's a scene in what I believe is Luz's dream of them all puppets, but they're all in the wrong outfits, like Gus is in a tuxedo from Grom, like it just doesn't match up. But for this in particular, they're wearing their Halloween outfits not as puppets. Amity's hand in the beginning is her in her Hecate outfit as a puppet. So it's just kind of like this weird mental thing, like, do the 5 of them actually become puppets? Do they not? I really don't know. From what we know right now, Amity is all but confirmed to become a puppet at some point. As for the other 3, Willow, Gus, and Hunter, that's kind of up in the air because we never seen shots of them confirmed to be puppets. it could go either way. But as far as we know right now, Amity, just Amity, will become a puppet. The other three are kind of unknown. I'm going to go out on an unpopular note and say that Amity's turned into a puppet just to get back at Luz. Gus, Willow, and Hunter will not be turned into puppets, and they will be able to like fight off the Collector and Bellows, as we see later in the trailer with obviously Willow and Gus. That's just me. It could turn out completely different. And another very obvious thing to point out is that I believe the shots we see of Ida, King, and Luz, Ida's flying away from the dormitorium, King is like waking up in this red room, and then Luz is wearing Bellos' outfit and going through the Emperor's castle, are dreams, because the episode is called Watching and Dreaming, and obviously this is like the worst case scenario for all characters. Don't really know what King's is, there's not a lot of detail on that, but Ida is in the conformatorium, and obviously Luz became Bellos, which is like the opposite of what she would ever want to be, which also explains why she's wearing the outfit that she totally rocks, by the way. But yeah, that's just kind of like an interesting thing. Watching and dreaming, it's pretty much confirmed there's going to be dreaming, and I'm assuming the watching is going to come from the Collector. But that's just what I think. It's pretty clear though. As well as this is that Bellos, Rain, Bane, whatever you want to call him, Rebellos, I don't know, is going to use the Collector as a distraction to get to the Titan's heart. Because when we see the scene of Bellos making a mad dash towards the heart of the Titan, the only person in the room visible is Rain, which makes sense because, you know, they were possessed by Bellos. Makes sense. But the other three characters that we've seen throughout the entire trailer, Ida, King, and Luz, I almost said Lilith, that wasn't right, are not in that scene, despite the fact that we see Luz in the Emperor's castle earlier. So what I think is that since we have multiple scenes of the Collector playing with Luz, Ida, and King, specifically where he's giant and he has them all in little balls and stuff, and the Pac-Man and all that stuff, the Collector is basically just going to be a distraction for Bellos. He is going to distract our main three, while the Collector versus probably Willow, Gus, and Hunter, if that theory sticks up, and will eventually make its way to the Titan Heart, if that makes any sense at all. Another interesting thing is that Camila is an interesting variable here, because throughout the entire trailer, there is not one scene, aside from the one that clearly starts the episode, the one where like the skull is shaking. We do not see Camila at all, which is like, why would she not be there? Maybe she turned into a puppet, but no, they showed all the other characters as little puppets in Luz's dream, but Camila wasn't in that dream. Very interesting, right? So here is what I'm thinking. There is another character, specifically another mother character I know who nobody really likes, that is also currently not a puppet and would probably be sick of the Collector at this point. I'm of course talking about everybody's favorite character, Odalia Blight. And hear me out, I think that Camila and Odalia will team up to fight either Bellos, the Collector, whatever. Honestly, probably the Collector, because they don't really have a reason to go after Bellos specifically. I feel like it will be Willow, Gus, and Hunter versus Bellos, and then Camila and Odalia, maybe even Alador, against the Collector. And this is because, you know, it's the two mother of the two main lesbian girls, you know, Luz and Amity, obviously, in case you didn't know, like each other a lot. So it makes sense that their mothers would meet, and then maybe, just maybe, they would redeem Odalia. Because Odalia is not like this irredeemable monster. Yes, she is a major bitch, but she is not an irredeemable monster like Bellos, or Bellos, you know, like, there's not really another example of an irredeemable character. I mean, the way they've set up Kikimora so far makes her unredeemable, but she's not like a super maniacal genocidal maniac like Bellos is. Neither is Odalia, despite the fact that, once again, she is a bitch. So, I think that Camila and Odalia will team up, fight against the Collector, and then probably honestly be turned into puppets by the end of the episode. They will put in their best episode, or their best effort to take care of their kids and to save them from the Thing. Odalia will be somewhat redeemed by the end of the episode, and maybe she'll even step up as a mother and be a nice mother for Amity, hopefully divorced to Alador. You know what you have to do. But hopefully she just steps up as a person and a mother and works with Camila to save the kids. That's another theory I had. Speaking of which, we better see Alador in this episode. We have not seen Alador since the Season 2 finale. As a puppet, as a person, we don't know what happened to Alador in For the Future. I want to see him in this episode, especially because we got Odalia in the last one. Why would we see Odalia and not Alador? He's, like, very much so a better character. At least right now, when Odalia is still in her bitch phase, because she probably will be redeemed if this theory goes anywhere. We want to see Alador. Come on, show us Alador. And then I believe we are going to see everybody's favorite characters. It would only make sense if we see all the Hexside characters from For the Future show up again. Yes, I'm talking about Basha and Bartholomew and Rufus or whatever his name is. And yes, I too am disappointed that this has to be in my theory. But it would make sense for them to show up again. Maybe, and just maybe, we'll see Kikimora again. Which is not what I want to see in the finale. But I'm throwing it out there. We're going to see him again, even if just for a brief moment, maybe even as puppets. We will see the gang again, unfortunately. And this brings me to the biggest part of the video. So if you remember my last Owl House Theory video, you remember the collector sacrifice theory, right? I still want to believe it somewhere deep down. I think that the collector is a very possible candidate for a end of series sacrifice, like we've had in Amphibia and many, many other Disney shows, and just other shows in general. I think there are a few other candidates that also fit the bill. So there are a few characters that I'm pretty sure are not going to die, no matter what. Luz is not going to die. She's the main character. She's not going anywhere. I also believe that all of the kids in the Hexside gang, Amity, Willow, Gus, and Hunter, as well as Luz that I've already mentioned, are completely safe. They might get like the Grime effect, they might lose an arm or something, but all of them are going to make it out of this finale alive. Because just Willow, Gus, and Amity are too important characters are just too important to the overall story, and then Hunter already had a fake out death. It'd be weird if they killed him for real, especially after we lost Flapjack, which is like, I don't get why you would want to do that. I also believe that Ida and Camila are pretty safe because, you know, they're the mother characters. They're really not going anywhere. I could see Ida maybe making a sacrifice, but it's just like, I don't think Disney would let them do that, honestly. I know that they've cucked the Owl House enough that they probably just left Dana to do whatever she wants for this episode, but I don't think they're going to give her enough leeway to kill off Ida. Unfortunate, but probably true. And then the other only character I think will not die, or does not have any possibility of dying, is Lilith. And that is because I cannot see a sound reason as to why you would kill off Lilith. She just hasn't had that much screen time in Season 2 to make me feel like they've built up her death enough. She's been like the comic relief character for Season 2B. And yeah, she had an important part in Season 2A for the first 3 episodes before they kicked her out. So like, yeah, she kind of already made up. She's had enough screen time, but like not enough to where I think they could kill her off. So something inside me isn't like screaming for Lilith to die. I just don't see it happening. But because of how Disney works, and I've seen enough of these finales to know that there will probably be a sacrifice at some point, I believe that there are 4 possible candidates to die in this finale. Bellows is obviously going to die. Like, that is not even a prediction I need to make, because that is so obvious that it's not even in the running for possibilities. Because yes, Bellows will die. He will be defeated, and he will die. How that is done? No idea. Maybe, just maybe, it'll be a one-on-one confrontation with Luz versus Bellows, as it has been for the previous 2 season finales. That would make sense. The other 4 characters are probably going to die in a more noble way. The first of which is obviously the Collector. I made a whole video on why the Collector might die. Self-plug, go watch the Collector Sacrifice video if you really want to know why the Collector will die. But honestly, that is not my number 1 pick for a death. This isn't either, but another character I could see dying is King. And you'd be like, no, King is a main character. He's one of the main 3. They wouldn't kill him off. And I'm like, they very well could. He's not like an Ida or a Camila, something that someone that if they died would be heartbreaking. Like, yes, we would cry, but it would probably be like noble, right? It wouldn't be like, oh, Luz's mom died, that's tragic. It's like, oh no, King died. Like, something inside me can't say that King won't die, but at the same time, it is King. He's very cute, and I don't think they'll kill him off, but I'm just saying he's not out of the realm of possibilities for a death. And then the other two, I feel like, are very, very likely to die. One of which is obviously Rain. As I've mentioned before, after Bellos possessed Hunter, he died next to them. It would make sense for Rain to die after Bellos possessed them in Watching and Dreaming. That one is pretty self-explanatory. Don't think I have to go into much more detail about that. And the other one would destroy me if this happened. The other option for a death that could occur in the finale is Hootie. And you're like, no, really? But I want you to think about it. How has Hootie been treated by the other characters throughout the entire show? With the exception of Lilith, obviously. They have treated him kind of awfully. And I saw an interesting video about the finale earlier today that says that there's going to be a little section about how Ida and Hootie met. So it would only make sense that Hootie would be the one to make the ultimate sacrifice in the endgame. Because if you think about it, the show is called The Owl House. You know, if the main sacrifice was an owl, that would also add up. So right now, the two main people, or one person, actually no, not even, one god and one bird tube I think could die in the finale, is either the Collector or Hootie, plus Bellos. But Bellos, we know he's gonna die. That is barely a prediction. But yeah, there's my little prediction video for you guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Can't wait to see the finale when it comes out. Probably a week after it comes out. I'm sorry, I'm gonna be on vacation, and I'm not gonna come home till like the 12th, which is 4 days after it came out. So even if I record it on the 13th, the day I get back, the reaction wouldn't be very good. I'd be tired. I'll probably do it in all honesty, but it's more likely gonna happen around the 14th. Plus editing takes like maybe 4 to 5 days. So maybe expect it around 420. Haha, very funny. Or maybe even like the 25th if I really want to push it out longer. Hopefully I can get it done in one video. If not, it'll be similar to the For the Future reaction, split into however many parts I need to get around the copyright issue. But for now, thank you all very much for watching. I'm very excited for the Owl House series. I keep saying season. I wish it was the season finale. I will see you on the other side in my reaction video. Take care of yourselves. Mental health is important, and I will see you all in my next video. And bye-bye.